I have a note on here that I did half asleep. The boys not half and half enough.
Not half and half enough?
Yeah.
Is that a diversity thing?
I don't know, because it's the boys, capital B, so it's the show. I vaguely remember it had something to do with the Justice League.
Oh, like there's not like enough like representation, like back and forth between like this person is this person, this person is this person.
Okay, because I remember distinctly being the boys, the Justice League, and the Incredibles.
Oh man, okay.
I just went through this weird little loophole, and I can't.
How many milligrams was that edible?
I don't know. But I was like, oh, I'll totally remember this, and then now looking at it again, I'm like,
well, maybe it'll jog your memory going throughout. I am recording all of this.
Okay, cool. This is Tommy.
This is Jacob.
This is Tommy and Jacob's mixtape.
Hey everybody, how y'all doing?
Hi everybody. How's it going?
I hope you're doing. Hey, so everybody, to be aware of the historic times, we're recording during the election time.
I was about to say Happy Election Day, but then I was like,
I don't know.
I'm not gonna mean that.
Let's not say that until we know what happens.
Yeah. How you doing? Besides the kind of weird tension around.
Yeah, there's a weird energy on Capitol Hill right now, but I mean understandably so.
Yeah, it's kind of been that way for a minute, anyways.
As I was walking up here, someone had left soup out on the brick wall by Seattle Central, but they had made their own label. I forget if it was like Shears or Schaefer's, or I can't remember the actual like product name they had, but it said soup for my family on it. Did you miss that entire moment? During the protests?
Well, I was thinking about that brick that says soup on it that you'll be sitting around. That's what I would...
Yeah, no, because that's soup for my family. Yeah. It was the protesters. They were throwing cans of soup. Yeah. And so they were like, it's soup for my family. Or I don't even know if they're throwing the soup, but yeah, okay. Well, if people that... Yeah, let's move forward.
Welcome to Side B.
Yeah, since we haven't... Yeah, bantering.
This is, I think it's our episode 6. Episode 6. Okay, cool. Yeah, episode 6.
Episode 6.
Is that what I said?
No. Oh. I'm in a really weird, foggy mood right now.
Okay, so last week it was me. This week it's him. It's just kind of seems to be the rotation.
Alternation, back and forth. We're doing a dance. I don't know. I feel like I'm being John Travolta right now.
Got a weird one today.
But I feel good, actually.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be like last recording. I felt like absolute shit.
Yeah. So I just really want to quickly get it over with. On our last recording, you were talking about like, oh, we should think of movies with turkeys in them.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh, I got a couple for you.
Oh yeah. Did you actually make a list?
I mean, it's only 2.
Oh, okay.
And there's one of them is a sequel. And you have to have heard of this movie, Thanksgiving.
Nope.
Oh my fucking god! Yes.
Thanksgiving.
I got her right here on IMDb already, and I kind of want us to watch the trailer for it as well.
There are 3 of them.
There's only 2.
Oh.
Okay. First one, for those who don't know, a homicidal turkey axes off college kids during their Thanksgiving break. This is a horror comedy. It's very, very B-rated, knows what it is, leaning into it type thing.
Okay.
Thanksgiving 3, here's a description for that. Foul-mouthed villain turkey carves through the likes of a rapping grandma, a mindless puppet, a wig-wearing inventor, a bisexual space worm, and their equally ridiculous friends on his quest to recover the last copy of Thanksgiving 2.
Like right here too. Plot: at the first Thanksgiving in 1621, a topless pilgrim is slain with a tomahawk wielded by an evil demonic turkey, which quips, "Nice tits, bitch."
Yeah, the movie's not necessarily PC.
No. It's like Freddy Krueger became a turkey.
Dude, it is
starring turkey.
Yeah, it is fucking ridiculous. It's been a long time since I've seen the first one. I didn't know that Thanksgiving 3 it was a thing. But the fact that Thanksgiving 3 is about the turkey trying to find the last copy of Thanksgiving 2 is weirdly meta in its own right.
Oh, even at the
and these got some low IMDb ratings too.
Well, the cover itself is great. Warning, boobs in the first second. Thanksgiving starring turkey. Gobble gobble, motherfucker. The ultimate low-budget experience. A killer turkey comedy/horror flick. Yep, seems like it really leans into... It looks like a Sketsy.
The Sketsy?
Yeah, from Dark Crystal.
Oh, yeah. Kind of, yeah. So that's the turkey movies. Do you think we should
Yeah, sure.
I mean, maybe not do like a full on like episode review, but like
Actually check it out and
like
see.
watch it before our next side B,
Yeah.
which I think is going to be going right into the actual Thanksgiving week.
Cool. All right, yeah, we'll put that on the list.
Or no, I think it'll be the week right after Thanksgiving, but still.
It's probably... Fallon will definitely not watch this with me.
We should watch both of them.
Yeah, I know, but she's not going to watch either of them.
Dude, the first one's only an hour and 10 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And the second
Oh,
one
good.
is an hour 39, so it's a little bit longer. So
But-
together it's like it's not even a 3-hour adventure.
Yeah, it's not even an afternoon. All right, cool.
I'm so happy we're going to watch this shit.
You doing anything new? Anything?
I finally beat Samus Returns,
Okay, cool.
which the end boss is Ridley, and
Yeah.
I know you're not really familiar with the Metroid games, but Ridley's like a really big it's the big winged creature.
I know the name.
Yeah. And Ridley was actually a lot easier to beat than the other two like big bosses before Ridley, which I found kind of interesting.
Do you think that was was that you, or do you think that was just the programming?
Um,
If you know if that makes sense.
Like the actual, I think it's actually the programming.
Okay.
The one before Ridley, was the hardest boss to kill,
Okay.
and it's like a mech warrior. I can't remember. It's called like a digger knot or something.
A digger knot?
Because like
Okay.
it's a giant machine that like takes up the screen,
Uh-huh.
and like it's like because it's digging through like the caverns of the planet you're on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And like there was literally a moment in it that if I didn't look up online, because I was getting stuck at a certain point, and I was like, am I doing this right?
Yeah.
So I looked up the video on how to beat it, and then I was like, okay, so yeah, I just need to time my jump better essentially for this moment. And then I just kind of watched the rest of it. I was like, okay, so this is the third phase of it, and then I saw what you're supposed to do with that. I'm like, there's no fucking way I would have guessed to do that thing at that moment.
Okay.
Because like you have to like jump up, and then you have a special move called like a spider crawl. Whereas as Samus, when you roll up into a ball, if you jump up onto like a ledge or like onto a wall and you hold L, you'll stick to it. So
Okay.
you're like a sticky ball.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to like it's like face kind of comes forward and then starts to spin. But I would assume like, oh, like don't touch that. You know, I'm gonna get hurt if I touch that. No, you're supposed to get into your spider ball, jump onto it, attach to it, roll around it while it's spinning, and drop a bomb into like little crevices of it. I was like, what the fuck? There's no way I would have guessed that.
Sounds complicated.
Well, let's see. I mean, that's the one thing I really like about the Metroid games is like once you finally get to like the end bosses and whatnot, like and you have like all your upgrades, you're literally it's figuring out like what weapon do I use at this point here type thing.
Yeah. Okay.
You know? And like
Cool.
like you get it's like you have to become like Samus, thinking like, okay, spider ball, okay, gravity jump, okay, this missile, duck, like grab the wall and like use the your electric whip thing and pull it forward and whatnot. It's like you gotta really like switch it around and shit. But yeah, no, I'm glad it's actually one of the more fun Metroid games I've ever played.
Oh, cool.
And I'm really glad I got the remake. I got the remastered version of it on the 3DS. I had a really weird like go back to play on my 3DS for a little bit. Like I got like Mario and Luigi.
How long have you been replaying Metroid? Like, how long did it take you to get through it?
I mean, my total gameplay of hours was 15 hours.
Oh, okay. So it's not very...
No, but I
Long
was
at
doing it for a couple of weeks,
Okay.
maybe about most months. I mean, there was like a week where I just didn't play it and then like pick it back up. But no, it was total gameplay 15 hours. I mean, for what was originally a Game Boy game, like
yeah, that's pretty long for a Game Boy game.
yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And yeah, I mean, just enjoying stuff on my big screen TV.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God, that thing is pretty.
Yeah, it is.
It's very pretty. You and I were actually talking about that.
UJ?
Mm.
Mm.
We were just talking about different TVs. Like I said, I had a really good conversation about video games. And stuff
Oh,
like that.
yeah. I mean, so I mean, I haven't really played anything extremely like visually stimulating fully yet, but because I've been like in the middle of Unravel.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, and also, I mean, it's good. Well, I want to come over and you finally get the next one of the next gens and check it out on that. Definitely, like
when we can finally fucking pre-order one.
Yeah, with something big and epic. You know.
Well, I'm definitely gonna get Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Oh yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
oh my God, swinging around the city in that fucking engine with that TV. Oh, it's gonna look so pretty. It's gonna. I might get like motion sickness.
Yeah, maybe like almost like a weird vertigo.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm actually really frustrated. Like, we're literally probably not gonna be able to get any of the next gens until 2021.
Yeah, but it was like I was telling you, dude. Just wait. Just wait anyways. You don't need it. You have a perfectly good console. There's nothing's coming out really yet. Just
Spider-Man?
Wait. Yeah, wait.
No. I want to fucking play it. Now.
Play the first one again.
And I also don't want to play Cyberpunk until I can play it on the PS5 because I know Cyberpunk's going to be have better graphics on the PS5. I know it will.
I'm really
and probably runs smoother too.
Probably. I mean, of course, it's a newer console, but I mean, I'm really curious about that because a lot of the titles that are on these previous consoles are going to be on PS5.
Well, I mean, that's always a thing. You know, like when PlayStation 3 was coming, or when PlayStation 4 was coming out, there was a lot of games that were still like being released on the PlayStation 3 that they were releasing on the PlayStation 4, but they're just like the PlayStation 4 just had better graphics. But then you had like certain games like Tomb Raider that was specific for the PlayStation 4, like the remake Tomb Raiders.
Well, is like the new Spider-Man going to be PlayStation 5, or is it going to be 4 and then 5?
No, that one's going to be only 5.
Only 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they're remaking the first Spider-Man for the PlayStation 5 as well.
Yeah.
With a new Tom Holland looking Peter Parker. That's such a stupid thing. They're getting rid of like the old like motion actor. The old like model design.
Yeah, adding to the Peter Parker graveyard.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's just like why? Like, I mean, I literally don't know why they made that choice, other than just to be like, can we do it? Why remask the entire actor out? And also that oddly looks a lot more like Tom Holland, not as much like as Andrew Garfield.
I guess I never really thought about that before.
You know?
Yeah, I never really put the original Peter Parker in Marvel Spider-Man looks like Andrew Garfield.
I mean, I first like kind of noticed it, but I was like, meh, like it doesn't matter. I was like, no, this is just, it was a new and original Spider-Man, you know?
Yeah.
and it's 100%. Like, I was actually thinking about it the other day because it's like Miles Morales only exists in Earth 1616. I want to say it's the Ultimate Universe. He doesn't exist in the original, the regular Amazing Spider-Man universe until like there's the time spot. I don't want to get into that. It's really confusing.
Just the multiverse.
All the multiverse and like yeah. Well,
speaking of the multiverse too, with Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness. That cast list.
Oh, do they have a cast list? Huh?
Well, have you not seen that yet?
No.
Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield.
Oh, that's a speculation list though.
I don't care. I want to believe
because like that list for Doctor Strange it was speculated for Doctor Strange, and now there's a huge speculation that it's actually for Spider-Man 3, which they're filming right now. So I don't know. Like we'll it's like that's a thing where it's like I'm not gonna like get excited about until I see it, because when I see it happen, I'm probably gonna like freak out in the theater. Oh, there won't be any theaters. I'm gonna freak out in general.
I think it's definitely. I'm kind of convinced it's going to be a thing because it's such a fan thing that the fans are driving it to go that way, and it just seems like the best money maker for the studios to do.
I mean, yeah, but also, I don't know. Kevin Feige, however you pronounce his last name, I always don't know how to pronounce it. He does like to please the fans, with his producing and like whatnot and his direction that he's going with stuff, but at the same time, like he wants it to be kind of like his original version.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's definitely like he wants to like give fan service, but he also, if he gives too much, then it's going to be like, it's like if you just feed people too much, they get too gluttonous, they get too greedy, and they think they can take control over this like artistic and intellectual property that they don't own.
I'm just thinking of the whole Sonic the Hedgehog thing.
Oh, how everybody
cyber bullied them into changing it.
Well, that's also like that original Sonic design was terrifying. Let's be honest. It was really creepy looking. Like that's what nightmares were made of.
I didn't really have an opinion.
Well,
I didn't even.
You never really played Sonic growing up, did you?
No. I mean, I did, but I never cared. And if it was on, I would watch it, but I've never felt the need to go out of my way to watch that movie.
Oh, it's fun.
That's what I've heard, but I don't.
It's definitely. I mean, there's definitely a couple moments that I rag on it super hard because it's just like it's so much. It lives in this really weird, like, family movie that is. It's almost like the writers are like wrote a 1980s style family movie, like Pee-wee's Big Adventure, because like the logic in it is like Sonic sees like a biker bar and he's like, oh, they're cool because it's a biker bar, and then goes into the biker bar, and then all of a sudden, like, because Chris Pine not Chris Pine, yeah, it is Chris Pine, is like the guy, he comes in, he's all like straight, like like good looking.
Is it Chris Pine?
I think it's Chris Pine. Oh no, it's not Chris Pine, but
it's Cyclops, isn't it?
It's Scott Marsden. Yes,
yeah, okay.
Thank you. Yeah, it's Scott Marsden. Him and Chris Pine look a lot alike.
I can see that, yeah. But I'm pretty sure that was Cyclops.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, no, Scott Marsden. Or Marsden. I don't know how to pronounce it. Yeah, I'm pronouncing things bad, right? But like, it's like he goes in there, and since he's not a biker, the biker's like, what are you doing in here? And then like a biker brawl just busts out because Sonic isn't. It's like, it feels like, it's like the bar, it felt like the bar scene in Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
I would love to watch that again.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure?
Okay, if you're saying it's like that, then I might actually really
But not good like that. Not
Oh.
good like Pee-wee. It's like weird.
Okay. Oh, because Pee-wee Herman's really not weird. Semi truck that you married.
What is it? What was the semi truck driver? What was her name? Marge.
Maybe. Yeah.
Tell them, Big Marge sent you or something.
Yeah, something like that.
And then,
God, I gotta watch that movie again.
Big Marge? Did he say Big Marge? All right. So moving forward. I think we're trying not to get to it too fast, but I think we should just get to it.
I want to talk about Death in the Family.
Oh, yeah, you want to talk about that first?
I do, real quick. So, DC just released, as I'm sure a lot of people have heard, one of their most recent animated films, Batman: Death in the Family. And if you're,
we have a physical copy in the building,
in the studio right now.
Look, it's in my hands.
Death in the Family is 1988, I want to say.
Oh, the comic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And basically what's kind of cool about that comic is they let Jason Todd, the second Robin, they basically let the fans decide whether Jason Todd was going to live or die by the hands of the Joker. And since it's in the 80s, you had to mail in and then...
I don't know if it was mail in. I think it was like phone in.
Phone in. You had to,
yeah, it was a phone in thing.
Use some kind of archaic form. You had to get a pigeon. With a note. But so basically,
you had to send the call boy.
You had to send the call boy. So you sent them results. Finally, when they got the results, the next comic came out depicting that Joker, in fact, did kill Robin.
Yeah, because everybody voted for
him
Robin
to die, which is really morbid.
It's super morbid. It also very cool. I don't know. Like, that's a weird thing. Is like, I wish I could go back in time and like ask people about that. It's like, did you do it because you just wanted to see Robin die, or did you just want it to be like, you thought it'd actually be more dramatic, like it would have a bigger effect? For Batman, why did you choose that?
Well, yeah, I mean, you could do a bunch of things. You could be like, oh, I liked Batman better when he was solo, and I didn't want any more Robins.
Yeah.
Or Dick Grayson was my favorite. I didn't want them to replace him, or there could be so many reasons.
What if actually everybody voted for him to actually live, but the writers were like, no, conspiracy theory.
Or maybe people even like voted too, being like, they're not gonna fucking kill him.
It's like, yeah, we're gonna vote. Yeah, we'll vote to kill him. They're not gonna do it. Who's gonna do that? Oh shit!
Which led to
like,
with his
did I do that?
But with his death objective, like, I mean, in my opinion, led to one of the coolest characters in Batman history.
But that also took like 20 years in the making, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Like, was it 20? No, 15. late 90s or was it?
I think it was late 90s, early 2000s. Let's see.
Because he was introduced not in the comic. Oh no, yeah, in the comics Under the Red Hood, right?
Yeah. But basically with this new movie, it's actually interactive.
Immerse yourself in this interactive movie based on the iconic DC storyline event, where your choices will shape the destinies of Gotham City's Caped Crusaders. Trained as Batman's protege, Jason Todd brings a relentless sense of justice as Robin, who sets his sights on bringing down the Joker. But can Batman save Robin from a fate worse than death? Tragedy, revenge, and redemption await in the groundbreaking DC film. Who will live? Who will die? Who will watch over Gotham? The choice is now yours.
So basically, it's a choose your own adventure movie where at certain key points to the lead up to Jason Todd's murder and then onward, that's like really, yeah, you basically choose your own adventure. I watched it. I played it, I guess, or watched it.
You interacted with it?
Interacted with it twice and got two different endings.
Tommy's interacting things.
One of which, the first time I went through, I went with my actual, like, what I would do or would want to happen.
Yeah, okay.
And got, I think, the shortest ending you can get.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I was really disappointed. But then I was like, oh, this is so short, I'll just do it again. And then I did it again, which is kind of cool. And also, if you want to interact with this, you need to physically own a copy. You cannot do it digitally.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a good thing for you to point out.
But what's cool, too, is that when it ends, it shows up, like the screen goes black, and then it shows at the bottom a bar of all the decisions you made, and you can just jump back to that point and then change it.
Oh, like in a like in a choose your own adventure book where you can like bookmark, like, okay, I remember this decision. Yeah. Words do not come out of mouth well. Yeah.
But I mean, it was both endings I was kind of disappointed in, to be honest, but it's also just kind of DC in their movies sometimes. The coolest thing I think is that this is kind of a really cool thing to own in hand with the Under the Red Hood movie, which is one of their better animated films.
Oh, yeah.
The biggest downside to that is that the voice actor for Jason Todd, Red Hood, is different in this newer one than he is in Under the Red Hood, and it's pretty noticeable. That was kind of annoying to me.
Well, my biggest qualm, if I'm remembering the right one for Under the Red Hood, I think the Joker kind of bothers me in Under the Red Hood. I think he has a little bit more of a lower raspy voice.
Yeah, it's the guy that does Bender from Futurama.
That's right. Well, that's not Ben. No,
John DiMaggio.
John DiMaggio? Really?
Yeah, John DiMaggio. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's the Joker. I loved him.
I mean, he's a good voice actor. It doesn't really fit for the Joker, in my opinion.
Well, I always thought like he was like a like body type and everything. He was a Jack Nicholson Joker.
Yeah,
he was kind of a thick,
boxy,
boxy guy, and he has like this growl.
Yeah,
and I thought I really liked him as Joker.
I mean, that's fair.
He was a Joker that
I didn't.
That like didn't need henchmen.
Yeah, okay.
He could go like because even in Red Hood too. He like gets into fist fights with both Batman and Red Hood. Yeah,
exactly. But that's just, I think that's also the thing is like Joker. He's always been like never really like he's not going to go like toe to toe with Batman. You know, he shouldn't be able to. I mean, if anything, it's like he gets a lucky hit in with the crowbar and then runs away. You know, like then sets up a trap for and throws a smoke bomb or. The set of the chattering teeth that then all of a sudden explode, you know?
Yeah, see, that's just what we're doing. I like the idea of Joker just
going toe to toe with
fucking
Batman.
Double fisted, boom, like knocking him over the head and trying to break his teeth in.
Well, I mean, because then you got to go so much into like, how can just this Joker guy who might just be bigger than heckin' like it's like Batman knows so many different forms of like martial arts that. There's no way that just a guy that's just strong can beat him up, other than Bane, because Bane's just a monster.
We could have an entire Joker making this work in our favor conversation.
What?
Like, okay, well, what if it? Never mind.
No, what?
I was like, well, because I was thinking, because it's like when Scarecrow tried to use the fear toxin on Joker. He's just so psychologically broken that
Yeah.
it didn't fucking work.
Yeah.
And then Scarecrow was terrified.
Yeah.
And then I think Joker ended up killing Scarecrow in this parallel.
Oh.
Or hurting him really bad. I can't remember. Probably hurting him really bad. I don't remember if he killed him or not. But I'm like, psychologically, Joker's so broken that he can withstand a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
Because also,
he could just withstand a lot of pain and stuff.
Yeah, he doesn't fear death. He doesn't
Yeah.
fear, like, to him, it's just a game. So even getting hurt, he finds fun. So, like, that alone would pushes him. It's like he's basically on PCP constantly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like, oh God, what is it? What was the Dark Knight Returns? Or no, what was
Frank Miller?
Yeah,
Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah, when he
Return of the Dark Knight.
Yeah, the animated one. Well, I'm talking about the animated movie. I think because I don't know how fully that goes through the actual like comics.
Pretty close if I remember correctly.
But when Joker like snaps his own neck,
yeah,
like dude, that's like
to make Batman a murderer.
Yeah, like he's like you're never gonna do this.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll have to do it myself, won't I?
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
like, fuck, dude.
that's what I'm saying. Like depending on like I'm like actually that because even in that too. I mean, granted they're both kind of older at this point, but
Yeah.
Joker took a beating and gave a beating pretty well.
Well, I mean, that's also been a thing is like Joker's always been able to get it's like that he has that psychoticness. Like he probably just, maybe from falling into that like toxic waste, he like has no nerve endings as well. Like,
oh, that'd be cool.
I'd like to explore something like that.
Well, like, yeah, actually this entire time he's kind of been a metahuman, but just never really, because we don't know much about him. So,
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be kind of cool.
How do you feel about the 3 Jokers in the Batman series?
Oh,
right
and
now?
like death of the family?
Yeah.
I don't know. I go back and forth. I don't really like it.
I'm not a big fan of it.
I'm not either. I think it makes sense, and I think it's a cool, interesting idea. Kind of like even with this, it wasn't great, but it's a cool idea with the interactive movie thing. Again, I think it's a interesting concept, but it kind of like
I feel like it kind of cheapens the Joker a little bit.
Like this entire time there have been 3 Batmen. That's how he's been able to solve.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. You're like, so there's Joker A, B, C,
And it's like I haven't really read any of it. I've just read like through like comicbookverse.com and stuff like that. But it's like do these 3 Jokers ever meet up? Like do they like plan things separately? How has there never been a moment that Batman has like noticed that like, oh, Joker A is doing something over here and Joker B is doing something over here? Do they like organize like
coordinate?
And it's like, oh well, this is Joker B's month, so I'm gonna go to Maui.
I get Mondays and Tuesdays.
Yeah.
You get like, yeah, I don't, because that's even the thing. I think the only one I really did read was Death of the Family. I always gotta really make sure because Death of the Family with the peeled off face Joker, and
it's not this one. It maybe because the Death of the Family is already over with.
Yeah, that ended a while ago.
Yeah. No, this is like current like.
No, but I thought that tied in though. I thought they were like that.
No, this is like when Batman he like sat down on the throne like that.
Oh, it became the God of Knowledge.
Yeah, and it's like found out the Joker's identity that there's 3 Jokers.
Yeah, no, but I thought the Death in the Family one was one of the identities that.
Oh, maybe it was.
That's what I thought. I thought that he got the knowledge, realized there were 3, and then he's like, "Oh, I just interacted with this previous one." Oh, we got to do some more.
Yeah, we should do some. We should actually read them.
Yeah. Okay, I'm not allowed to buy any more comic books.
Really?
I got too many.
Well, but there's always new ones coming out.
I know. I gotta figure out where to. My bookshelf's
okay. It's not like Fallon wasn't like no more comic books.
No, she's like, you need to organize all this shit before you put more shit on it. And I'm like, that's fair. Because it's even gotten to the point where I'll like, oh, I really want this one, and I'll put it down because I'm like, I don't know if I own it, and then I get home and I'm like, totally own it. Like,
you are pretty bad about that.
Like I totally owned this a couple years ago.
Okay, so that was a good conversation about Batman.
And I started playing Star Wars Squadrons again.
What is that again?
The Star Wars Squadrons, the Star Wars flight simulator. Where you play as the Rebels versus the Empire after the Battle of Endor, when the Empire's scrambling to keep control after the Empire's demise, Emperor's demise.
Yes. And I've never been a really big flight simulator fan, so
Yeah.
I didn't really.
For $40, it's fucking cool.
I mean, fair.
It's really cool, especially because it like I think it was who was I talking to? I can't remember who. It was you, but then I was talking to someone else about it. Is that I forget how good at flight simulators I am until I play them again. And I'm like, oh yeah, my brain just really I'm really good at them.
Yeah, I have a hard time. I mean, I was starting to get the hang of it during Battlefront 2 when we were like playing it together and just in general. Like, I think there was when I was like taking down one of the oh god, I'm forgetting what they're the destroyers?
Star Destroyers?
Star Destroyers, yeah, thank you. I wanted to say Starship Destroyer, but like, no, that's not right. The Starship Trooper? No, that's a movie.
Okay.
The Starfleet Commander?
Starfleet Commander.
No, that's Star Trek.
Battleship Earth. Is that what it's called?
Wait.
Battlefield Earth?
John Travolta?
Yeah.
Scientology?
Yeah.
Hey!
Is that what it's called?
Yeah. Battlefield Earth.
Battlefield Earth. Okay, anyways, what were you saying?
I don't. You just did you ever watch or do you remember? Did you ever see the like TV movies that were made from Star Wars with the Ewoks?
Like the Christmas special and stuff?
No, not the Christmas special. Not with Lumpy. No, it's like Return to Endor.
No, I don't think so.
Oh wow. So oh man, it needs to be fun to like talk about as well. Maybe actually during May we do a the unknown world of the Star Wars.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
But there's 2 movies that were like TV made movies, and it's pretty much like it's about the Ewoks.
Taking place after the events of
Return? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's after. Yeah, it's definitely after the events of Return of a Jedi. But it's just pretty much like it's like I don't know. I can't really explain them that well because it's been a long time since I've seen them. But I definitely watched them a lot when I was a kid.
Oh, they're sequels.
Yeah.
Caravan of Courage and Ewok Adventure, and then Ewoks: The Battle for Endor.
Yeah, the Battle for Endor is one that I kind of remember. It's got some weird. It's got some weird stuff in them, but I don't know. I don't know how I've never actually brought these up.
Warwick Davis is in it.
Oh yeah. Well yeah, because he's he's like the lead Ewok. Yeah.
Yeah. Wicket. Is that his name? I can't remember what his name is now. That's just funny. I don't know.
Is Ewok their language? Is it Ewoknese, or is that just what he did with the Jawas? Jawanese.
Utini. I don't know.
Did you notice that? Like, I think it's in the Mandalorian when like the Jawa is talking and it says like speaks Jawanese.
I thought it said just speak Jawa.
Oh, maybe it's Ewoknese that I saw in Return of the Jedi for a subtitle. I know there's something where it's like they're racing knees next to it.
Well, and yeah, Ewokese.
Ewoknese?
Yeah,
okay.
That's what Ewokese. But even like the only difference between like Battlefront, the flying,
the
and
mechanics.
then and Squadron is this is very much like leans more into a flight simulator, and that's just like you have to keep an eye on a lot of actual mechanical things in your ship.
Is it actually all like visually inside of the ship? Like,
yeah.
You can't go out into third person or anything?
No, well, you kind of do, like, for setting up missions. That's the thing, too, is their base, their basic hub for walking around and, like, or for going around and getting missions from each faction is very VR looking.
Okay.
Very much you're standing in front of the person, you're talking. But then, yeah, and then also going to the cockpit, too, because apparently if you have the VR, you can actually look left and right, up and down in your cockpit, which you can't do just on the controller. You can't like look up to see a X-wing flying above you or anything like that. But it's pretty interesting. I really just like the idea, like you have to shift your power to certain things in certain moments. So you have to keep that in mind. Yeah. And then like, oh, your shield. Okay, you're going straight towards Star Destroyer. You need to figure out your shields, and then are they shooting behind you or in front of you? And you have to.
Do you know how cool that would be in like an arcade where we're like sitting in the pit and you actually are like flipping these switches and all that shit? like actually physically doing it, not just like hitting like
Yeah,
a
no,
button. Yeah.
There was a mall near my high school that had mech suit stuff like that.
Oh my fucking god! Seriously?
You actually got into the cockpit and you had to do the steps to make it walk.
What?
Like now it's pretty dated, but it was still really cool. You had to press certain buttons for certain rockets. And
Dude, I would have lived in that mech suit.
we just hung out there all the time. It was
my
really cool.
God, I'm so jealous.
But yeah, that's really cool. I'm sure. I'm sure it's either somewhere or someone's going to do that.
That's true. Yeah. Well, I mean, we had a lot of fun in that that one that we played in Portland.
What did we play in Portland?
It was a TIE Fighter one, I thought.
Oh yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we almost beat that.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. It was more of a recent one too, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, that was really fun. You play as like Darth Vader, you have to fight Darth Vader. Yeah, because it goes through all the major space battles of the first three movies.
Oh yeah, we weren't playing as TIE Fighters. We're playing as X-Wings, weren't we? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's about it. You want to jump to what you want to jump to?
Well, I mean, is there anything else before we get into that?
Not really. No.
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so the first episode of The Mandalorian just came out. By the time this episode is released, there will be 3 episodes of The Mandalorian out. So,
What, are you sure?
yeah, because we're going to release this next Friday.
Uh-huh.
So this Friday there's going to be episode 2, and the Friday that we release this will be the 3rd episode.
Oh, okay.
So, but we still want to put out spoiler warning. If you still haven't seen the first episode,
then don't listen to this episode.
Yeah, like probably stop listening now.
Yeah.
Or jump forward a half hour or something.
I would just say stop listening now.
Because I think this might turn into like the rest. Well, I mean, I don't know how much we're just going to talk about just The Mandalorian, or we might just start arguing about Star Wars. Which is just a fair warning to everybody. That's probably the number one thing that Tommy and I kind of get a little bit irritated, like heated conversation-wise.
Irritated.
Yeah, not irritated, but definitely like, no, it's this way. It's so strange. Out of all of like what we are like really passionate and like hardcore nerds about, I don't know why it's Star Wars that we're just like so just like have our very strong opinions about.
Yeah, I don't know, because I think it's Star Wars is controversial enough between the fans and especially with Disney getting involved. And,
oh, dude, I cried actually when I found out about that.
But it also, I guess, like Star Wars has like, especially again going back to Disney. Now Star Wars has a lot of wiggle room.
Yeah,
because there are certain things that are taken out of canon that seems like they're leaning back to bring them back into canon. So there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
I mean, we just did it with Joker.
It's true.
We just argued about which Joker is our favorite. You like the little runaway laughy guy. I like the guy that breaks up the crowbar and is.
Oh man, I wanted to pick up the crowbar and give Batman a couple of whacks, but it's like a couple of whacks and run away. Oh man,
Mandalorian.
The Mandalorian, episode 1 of season 2. So before we get into actually, let's say the season finale, how did you feel about The Mandalorian through season 1?
I didn't care for it.
And why is that?
I really don't know. I like it because of the sake that it's a Star Wars thing. Because I just like Star Wars shit. Just, I thought quality-wise it was really good looking, but it's Disney, so it better be fucking good looking at least.
Well, it's also John Favreau.
Yeah, and I really like John Favreau. There's like so many things that lead to, I would love this, but I just don't really. Even this newest episode made me a little more intrigued.
What, did it just feel underwhelming, maybe?
Yeah, like, I don't know. It was underwhelming, I think. Yeah, I think it was underwhelming.
Like, I don't want to like put words in your mouth, but like I'm trying to just like kind of like dissect here with you.
Yeah.
And it's like, and if it like I use the word underwhelming just kind of help you find like a description. If it was underwhelming, can you find, feel, or describe what made it underwhelming?
The child. I'm not going to call it fucking Baby Yoda.
I mean, it's just
the child.
And it is. Oh, yeah, no. In the script and everything, it is called the child, because but like it's just Baby Yoda. It's fun to say.
But it's not
Baby Yoda.
It's not Baby Yoda.
I know.
It's not Yoda. So far, I don't know if there's gonna be some weird.
I mean, it could be a clone of Yoda.
True.
Like, because did you pick up at the end of season 1 when
the Camino reference?
Yeah, the clones.
Yeah.
The doctor had like it on his.
Yeah.
It was either which leads to speculation of it could be a clone of Yoda, or they could be trying to get the DNA of this Yoda species to clone it because they're so force sensitive. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's like obviously we don't know yet,
Well, that's the thing is even in the first season,
or that could just been an Easter egg. Yeah. Anyway,
I didn't care. I don't know. The whole plot I just didn't care about really. Like I understand we're saving this creature. It was just a little bit and I get how do I word this? The story is being brought out, and it just didn't feel the conflict other than the Empire or the remnants of the Empire, let's say, wants this thing. We can't let them have this thing. And I was like, okay.
Say that one more time.
The Empire wants this.
Yeah.
That means that's bad. We're not going to let the Empire have this.
And that's okay. Yeah.
That's it.
That's just kind of what it feels like to you.
Yeah, I'm just like, okay, cool. Like, cool. The Empire the Empire wants it. I don't know. I just was like, just didn't feel invested at any point.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, that's kind of. I mean, I can see how you feel that. Like when you say it like that, it sounds very underwhelming. But if you really think about it, if the Empire gets a hold of that, what can the Empire then do again? Take over the fucking universe and galaxy.
Yeah, just the whole timeline of Star Wars. It's starting to irritate me a little bit.
Well, like, how so? Why so?
Just the timeline from the Republic to the Empire to New Order is just so.
Are you going into Force Awakens?
Yeah.
So I'm not even worrying about Force Awakens and that whole trilogy while I'm watching The Mandalorian. Like that's because that's also like it's not too far in the future from what's happening with Mandalorian now, obviously, but it's also what I really like about The Mandalorian is that...
Let's throw some positivity in here. You go.
Yeah. What I really like about The Mandalorian is that it is finally it's getting a full fleshed out story that is not part of the Skywalker saga. That's part of the Skywalker story at all. We're getting a new hero that doesn't have anything to do with the Force, really. It's just he's a Mandalorian. Mm-hmm. We're seeing his journey of discovery and what have you and whatnot. And
that's actually cool that you said that too about not being part of the Force, because if you think about it too, Mandalorians are enemies of the Jedi.
Yes,
who you're rooting for through the saga, I guess.
I mean, are they really enemies? Because the Mandalorians are just like more hired gun. They have no alliance other than to themselves.
Again, this is from back in when the old stuff was canon thing. Like the Mandalorian Wars from Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh yeah, but that was. I guess I don't know too much about the Mandalorian Wars because I didn't really feel like that was because the Mandalorians were against the Jedi or against Force users. I thought it was just more of what the Force users were doing at the time.
Yeah, that's kind of what it was.
Okay, yeah. So like that's what I'm really. So then even thinking about like if you like thinking with the Mandalorian Wars, which they kind of have like a brief brought up in the Mandalorian a couple of times, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this whole thing of like this Force sensitive child, now a Mandalorian is set out to protect it and bring it back to its people.
Yeah.
Return it to its people, so for its safety and possibly the safety of the galaxy.
That's like one thing that might be really cool. I want to do a little more like now that you mention it too, is like it is really cool learning more about the Mandalorians.
Yes,
because the Mandalorians I always loved them since Knights of the Republic. Just their look and their demeanor. They're like the space Spartans. You know? You just didn't mess with them. Which only kind of kills me in this kind of thing. Like if you talk about this or like The Witcher, or it's like, oh, he's a Mandalorian. We're drunk at a bar. Let's go fuck with him.
Oh yeah.
Like no. These are trained, like fucking with a Witcher. It's like, no, they are trained to kill. That is what, from 5 years old on, that is all they learn to do. Walk away.
It would be like if you and I were at a bar and we saw like a UFC fighter sitting there and we're like, dude, let's go flick his ear.
Yeah, let's go slap him upside the head and see what happens.
It's like, no, you're going to get ripped apart.
It just drives me nuts and that kind of shit. Yeah. There's not one guy in the group going, no, I'm good. Like,
but I mean, they kind of...
Later, Pete.
I don't know. They don't really do that in the Mandalorian series, I feel. I mean, he's definitely like under appreciated, underprivileged, definitely not that.
Underestimated?
Yeah, there we go.
I'm just trying to think of an under word.
they're not. It's like this group of people. Oh no, we can take him on. It's not a problem.
Yeah.
But and then he kills everybody with one move, pretty much.
Well, that's the thing is like too that I want to figure out is it, especially with that was my biggest problem with Disney buying it, is that everything and making everything non-canon made everything I knew about Star Wars in a sense obsolete.
No, I mean that's a lot of people.
Yeah,
and
that really bugs me because it's even like I don't recall the Mandalorians having I knew they had a code, but I didn't know they had I don't remember if they had the adoption code thing that they have now.
Oh, like.
If you find a child during like wartime, basically that's been orphaned, you save them. You now become their like guardian. If you can't find someone else to like their people to take them back into their fold, we now assume the responsibility. I don't remember that. Like I always thought I can't remember if Mandalorian was always a creed or if it was actually like a species.
I thought a
race.
As far as I know, like a lot. It's kind of talked about. I think, or maybe I just was reading stuff about it, but it was always assumed that Mandalorians were just a race because you never seen
see what they look like.
You know, which is also kind of weird with Jango Fett. And
well, we were talking about that.
Yeah,
because you never know if he still follows the Mandalorian creed. For all we know, he could be ostracized from his people.
But then also becomes strange with Boba Fett. Did Boba Fett go back to the Mandalorian and become and like reclaim a name?
Oh, because you even see him. Well, no, because you put on a helmet once you take the vows.
Yeah.
So yeah, he must have gone. No, because he takes his dad's armor.
Yeah. No, actually, he may have just taken Jango's armor to the Mandalorian, and then since he like returned the armor. And then maybe did his own like
training with them.
Yeah, I mean, actually, we might find out about this in this new season because we don't know much about Boba Fett, other than that he was a bounty hunter.
Yeah, huh?
And that Jango was his father, and that he's a
it
clone.
Was him. Yeah.
Well, because Boba is a clone
of Jango.
Yes,
okay.
because all of the stormtroopers. Yeah.
Well, the only ones that are still clones. Well, again, I don't know if this is the thing anymore. The only ones that are still clones are the 105 division.
Are you talking about from like the Clone Wars series?
Vader. His troops that are with him are the same troops. I mean, obviously, unless they die and get replaced, but his original troops that are with him are the ones that fought under him as a general in the Clone Wars.
Like, is that actually a thing in the series? Mm-hmm. So then, yeah, it's definitely canon because that's.
Well, I don't know if they took that. Oh no, I'm saying like back in the. I'm sorry, I mean like in the novels and graphic novels.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
he kept his clone troopers because Empire started cycling them out, basically. And
I see.
Making more clones, but diluting it to make them different people, as opposed to 8,000 of the same person. But his are the original set of clones that he had, and I think they're the 501st or the
105th,
105th division. I can't remember what they were called.
The 51st, the 15th, 1,552s.
Yeah, really
the B-52s. I'm gonna stop.
Okay.
Okay. So I mean, that's why I really appreciate Mandalorian. Is that it's fine? It's a fresh new Star Wars story.
501st.
501st. Cool.
Yeah.
It's a fresh new Star Wars story, and it
fresh, but not like Solo fresh.
No.
Because I'm like they did it.
Or even Rogue One. I mean, I enjoyed Rogue One.
I love Rogue One. That's one of my favorite Star Wars movies.
It has. I mean, the ending with Vader is like one of the best.
Give you chills.
Yeah.
Like, oh god.
It's like playing like when you played Fallen Order.
Same,
dude,
but you're like shit.
Oh my god, Fallen Order. That entire. I was screaming just like out of fear.
I know. I got serious goosebumps. I was like, oh no.
Like when you're finally like running away in Fallen Order, and you're just like, okay, I made it. And he's right there through like, and he's just floating and just ripping the ship apart. It's like, oh, I'm okay. I'm strong enough. I'm not strong enough. I can't do it. I can't. Okay, run.
That was really cool.
What's so great. Okay, just really quick for Fallen Order. Like one of the best parts with that whole thing is like you spend so much time learning all of these Jedi powers and Force powers, and you like as you play through the game, you're like, oh, dude, I'm a fucking Jedi. I fucking got this. I'm so cool. Look at me double flip. Look how I can use this lightsaber. Look how fucking badass I've become. And you're like fighting against the sisters, the main boss at the end.
The Inquisitors.
Yeah. Like number 9 or whatever.
Yeah.
And like, which is a hard battle, and like really learning that like the timing for like counterattacking and whatnot, and you feel like you can take on the world.
You feel very accomplished for about 2 seconds.
And then and then Vader shows up, and you're just like, oh, I'm nothing. No. I am a little ant in comparison to this.
Yeah, like a knock motherfucker.
Fuck, dude. Like it's just one of the best way to just like show how dominant and overpowered like Anakin Skywalker, Darth Vader was. Like, holy shit, dude. So good. So fucking good. Oh.
But like with this whole original story and like the end of Mandalorian, them reintroducing Boba Fett.
End of season, or I did this first episode.
The entire time I was watching it, I was like, because you see Boba's armor, and then I was sitting there and I was like, well, Boba died, quote unquote, but then he didn't, and all that, and I was like, okay, so how are they gonna explain this? And then boom, he showed up, and I was like, that's cool. But the entire time I was like, I really would love them to start doing more of these individual like spin-offs, but everything I want them to do probably won't ever get made because it's Disney.
What would you want them to do?
Like the Great Purge.
Oh, like do like the old stories.
Yeah. Well, because again, like George Lucas said, it's the drama and the rise and fall of Anakin is like the focus of these stories. It's his.
Well, that was his baby, his focus.
Yeah, like his focus, and the Purge. Really, that entire like sequence of events shows you really how powerful Vader is.
Yeah.
And he never really got that moment to shine in the movies because he's toying with Luke the entire time. Like he doesn't want to kill him because the Emperor wants him turned.
Well, there's also there's also the argument, or like the I guess it's argument that he's also holding back against Luke because there is still that piece of him inside.
There's Anakin.
There's Anakin that's like, this is my son. Why would I want to kill my son?
Yeah. Which that's totally valid, but it's like, but that's with that. I like the idea of I really want to see in today's special effects Vader not holding back.
Yeah,
and because what he can do when he's not holding back is bananas.
Yeah,
it's crazy and it's terrifying.
Well, and we get a little piece of that in Rogue One.
Yeah, but it's like for people that either haven't really read it or haven't really.
Well, it's like there's in one of the novels, like Vader, like after he says as soon as he's still recovering, it's pretty much like maybe a week off the operating table, becoming like a robot. And he's having a hard time like controlling like his force like in general, and someone just like says something wrong, and he goes to like do a force choke on them, and just pops their head, their head just like a fucking zit.
Oh yeah, because he does have to relearn.
Yeah,
everything.
Yeah,
because even he had the one robot hand, but he had his normal. Yeah, that's kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah,
well, because that's even too the whole development of Vader. He morphs like. He gets knighted, I guess, as Lord Vader, but he's not really born until he gets put in the suit because Anakin's entire fighting style changes to brute strength, basically, because he can't flip around and stuff like that. But there's even one comic where he's standing like in the middle of a desert and he's being surrounded by a shit ton of rebel soldiers.
Yeah. And
they say freezer will fire, and he just says something like, all I smell is fear while I'm surrounded by dead men. And he's gonna wipe out this entire like platoon. You're like, yeah, he's gonna fucking do it.
Yeah.
But anyways, sorry.
You know what's funny is like we've talked so little about the Mandalorian.
We knew that was gonna happen though.
This is what happens when we start talking about Star Wars. Yeah. We go all over the fucking place.
Because it's a huge universe that you can talk about.
Yeah. Okay, so let's focus in on the first episode of season 2.
Okay.
I feel a little stupid. Because like when it like the crate dragon was coming, my first thought was like, oh, I didn't know Sarlaccs could move like that.
No, I thought the same thing.
Oh, okay.
100%. I went, oh, that's different. I thought they were just stuck in the ground. I guess not. Like, I thought that too.
And then it's like, oh no, that's not a Sarlacc.
Well, first I thought it was like a Sarlacc tentacle maybe.
Oh,
and then I saw the teeth and I was like, oh, that's different.
Yeah.
Like, that's not good.
Did you notice a little Easter egg of who was the like mobster guy at the beginning that tried to kill
No.
the Mando? I mean, he has all the makeup on. He's got his eyeball, so you can't you only notice it if you see his name in the credits.
Who was it?
John Leguizamo.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. I think I butchered the last name. Sorry, Sparkle.
Have you guys talked about that before?
How to pronounce John's last name?
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it again. But yes. No,
okay.
he's like totally like being like, that's not how it's said.
That's not how you say it.
Yeah.
Well, then the other Easter egg too, when, what is his name?
The guy who plays Boba?
No, Mandalorian. What's actually his name?
Oscar. I know it's not Oscar
No,
Isaac.
no, his character name.
Oh, Jin,
right?
Jin DeJin or something like that.
Jin.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Well, I mean, they've only said it once in the entire thing. I like to just call him the Mando because I mean that's
Yeah, but everyone calls any Mandalorian they call him. Hey, what's up, Din
Jin.
Din Djarin.
Djarin. Oh yeah.
DJARIN.
It's like you kind of like roll with it like Djarin.
Okay.
Djarin.
But when Din goes back and is talking to that woman at the on Tatooine.
Oh yeah.
Did you realize what that little robot was? Her little her what are they called? Astro droid?
I mean, they were the same ones from in the previous season.
No, what R2D2 is. He's an astral droid.
Oh, yeah.
And she has one too?
Yeah.
Do you notice which one that was?
I guess not.
That's the one that Luke busted on Luke when he met R2D2.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he even has a little scorch mark. And I was reading like, cool little Easter eggs.
Oh, nice.
And then I went back and I was like, that totally looks like him. Yeah, he's an astral droid with kind of the more like hexagon head.
Yeah.
He's red.
I remember
and
the
white.
droid you're talking about, but I didn't recognize it from.
Do you remember the droid I'm looking for? Sorry. But yeah, that's the one that the Jawas tried to sell him.
Yeah,
and then he busts.
He's like, "This one's busted,
Yeah.
Uncle Ben."
He's got a
Why are you trying to sell bad robots? Sorry,
what the fuck was that?
That was little Luke Skywalker being a little like, "Uncle Ben, I'm whiny."
I'm trying.
Sorry,
this one's got a bad flux capacitor, whatever the fuck he says.
The flux capacitor.
Can't remember what he says. But that's also the thing too about this show. And I think just jumping back just for a second, we don't have to like get on it. I feel like this show is just Easter eggs a lot of the time. And that's cool.
I kind of see what you're saying, but I mean, I don't know. It's got substance to it though. Like there's a story being told.
Let's just see when season 2 finishes what I say. It might totally change my tune.
Yeah, because I feel like season 2, because like if it's like season 1 was about the mission of the child,
of obtaining
of obtaining the child and getting the child to the Underground Republic, the remnants, and the arc and the realization of like this isn't right. Like even
this
though like
is not the way.
Even though for Mando code, it's to not to interfere with the job, get your payment and leave.
Yeah,
but it's starting to bring up like, well, what is this like morality inside of like I don't want to say being a person. I guess he is a person, but you know what I'm trying to talk about. Then it's like so that this isn't right, and then now it's saving the child, and now from the armorer, it's like, okay, you and even the armorer is like, you made the right choice,
Yeah,
like sometimes a Mandalorian has to follow through what they feel inside and not just follow this is the way.
Use the Force.
Yeah. So now, we have an entirely new story of like, okay, return the child to its species, to its people. And I don't know, I think I'm really excited for it, especially because I feel like we're gonna get to know how the fuck Boba Fett survived being that Sarlacc pit.
Yeah,
like official canon of it now.
Bring it back into the fold. Yeah.
We're probably gonna get just more backstory on Boba Fett as well, how he became a Mandalorian.
Well, I do have to say for that particular Easter egg, that was really cool. It's not Easter egg, for that plot point.
Yeah,
that was really cool, especially because when Boba Fett walks into the bar.
Oh yeah, Garth, whatever his name is.
Yeah, played by Timothy Olyphant.
Timothy Olyphant, I love Timothy Olyphant.
I love Timothy Olyphant.
I actually squealed a little bit when I saw him. I was like,
I think I was like, get the fuck out of here. Like, sweet. Like, I love Timothy Olyphant ever since Live Free, Die Hard.
I think I've loved him since Scream 2.
Oh, I didn't. The thing is, Live Free or Die Hard is what clicks for me first.
Because it's first time being really a villain. Well, I mean, yeah.
But that, for like just personally, he clicked there, and then I started seeing him in more things after. So anything I watched with him before that moment, it just didn't register who he was.
Okay.
So it's like, oh, he's
in
in this.
Deadwood too, right?
Yeah, that's what it was.
Oh,
Deadwood. That's what it was. And Justified.
I haven't seen either of those.
Yeah, he's good at cowboy.
Yeah.
That was just funny. He was
Well,
in
he
this
had that
episode.
cowboy look
Yeah,
to it. I
he's
was
really
like,
good.
yeah.
Because, in Deadwood, he's a cowboy. And Justified, he's a U.S. Marshal. And in this, he's like a space cowboy. I'm like, you're really good at this, like, Western thing.
Well, he's also the cowboy in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. When Leonardo, have you seen that yet?
Yeah.
Okay. When Leonardo DiCaprio has like his like film, he's the
new rising star.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I probably forgot about that.
No, he has a really good cowboy like demeanor to him.
And if you do like Timothy Olyphant and you haven't watched it yet, I definitely say watch Santa Clara Diet.
Oh yeah,
Drew
I still need to
Barrymore.
watch that.
He is
Hilarious.
He is phenomenal. Like him and Drew Barrymore. Drew Barrymore's great, but they have the really great chemistry together. I'm not exactly sure what the relationship is really like, but it seems like they play off each other really well. And him just trying to play the supportive husband while his wife is turning into a zombie, and he's just always teetering on a mental breakdown. But he just does it really great. I was like, I love him. But yeah, when Boba Fett walks in, that was just really cool.
Yeah, to see Boba Fett's armor.
Yeah, and standing there like.
But it's like as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, that's not Boba Fett.
He's too skinny.
No, he's too skinny. His demeanor, it's like everything about this is wrong. And I feel like that's kind of like a little only like big fans or the Star Wars. Not should say big fans. The Star Wars fans will notice that. It's like, this is not Boba Fett. Who the fuck has this goddamn Mandalorian armor?
Yeah.
And especially it's like, once he takes the helmet off, you're like, oh, okay.
For a minute, I was like, okay, maybe he's still a Mandalorian or an ex-Mandalorian. But I didn't like it at first because I was like, no, you wanted to find a Mandalorian. You didn't find one. I did like the fact that they're like, oh, no, this is just really great armor.
Yeah.
We're just going to use this.
No, but they sent him to where there was perceived to be a Mandalorian
because of the armor.
Exactly, because a random dude just has Mandalorian armor. How in the fucking world? It's kind of like the idea.
It's kind of like the Qui-Gon Jinn Anakin thing.
What do you mean?
That Anakin knew that Qui-Gon Jinn was a Jedi because he had a lightsaber.
Oh yeah,
and Qui-Gon's just like, oh, maybe I killed a Jedi and took his lightsaber, and Anakin's like, you can't kill Jedi, which I just realized is really ironic. I don't know why it's saying. I think I just never said it out loud. I'm like, oh, coming from the kid that killed them all. Yeah, okay, great.
Dude, there's actually a lot of little things that I give it to George Lucas. Little sprinkles like of foreshadowing throughout the entire prequels that I fucking love.
Yeah, that's actually really cool. But. So like that, it's like no, that mentality. It's like if you have Mandalorian armor, you have to be you got to be a Mandalorian,
exactly.
You know, or if you have a lightsaber, you have to be
a Jedi
or a Sith, something. That has to do with that.
Yeah,
that creed.
Yeah.
The only thing about Jango Fett's armor that bugged me is the rocket.
Are you talking about Boba Fett's?
Sorry, yeah, Boba Fett's is the rocket.
Are you kidding me? I finally get to see the rocket used.
I didn't like how he did it.
Oh, how he bend forward?
Just 90-degree angle. I wanted it just to like him
shoot straight up and then come down.
Yeah, I just thought it was just like.
Well, I mean, maybe if Boba
he just assumes the
maybe
position.
if Boba Fett was actually using it, he would have done that. But this guy is not familiar with the Mandalorian armor, so he's like, "Oh, I got a rocket." Oh!
He just assumed the position and shot the rocket. And I really hope that they keep Timothy Olyphant as a. Which I feel like they're going to. At some point.
It depends how much. He's going to be. He is part of the universe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, if he ever goes back to Tatooine, and now he's an ally as well. It's kind of like the Amy Sedaris. That's who the actress that plays the woman that he parks his ship at. It's Amy Sedaris, right? Oh, okay. She's an old. I want to give one cool call out to for Jon Favreau and his casting. he's casting like these like comedians that are huge Star Wars fans.
Yeah, wasn't
it's like,
Bill Burr in...
Bill Burr's in one.
Yeah.
Brian Posehn is in the beginning of one of them in the first season where he gets eaten by. He's like, I think they're on an ice planet, and he gets eaten by one of like the.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What was the name of the woman you said?
Amy Sedaris.
And you're saying the mechanic woman, right?
Yeah. She's in Strangers with Candy.
I don't know why her. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like.
Drawing a blank.
Yeah, totally brain fart right there.
Like,
okay, cool.
it's really cool how like I feel like Jon Favreau is like really like searching out. And then like the two stormtroopers that are like arguing over like
Are they
Baby Yoda.
Who are that?
It's Jason Sudeikis and look it up. I forget who the second person is, but yeah, it's the Jason Sudeikis but it's like he's like fulfilling these like childhood dreams of these comedians to like be part of the Star Wars universe. You know?
Yeah.
That even if it's just like a small part, it's
Adam Pally
and Jason Sudeikis.
and Jason Sudeikis.
Okay.
That was funny.
Oh yeah.
That their interaction.
Oh.
Also with I liked the shooting.
Yeah,
They couldn't-
dude.
they couldn't-
No, right? I see what you mean. Like, yeah, it's filled with a lot of Easter eggs, but is it Easter eggs or is it just bringing light to like this is the universe?
Yeah.
You know.
Well, he like even looks at his gun and he shakes it like. And then just kind of shrugs and is like, ugh, whatever. Like that was pretty funny. And I do like the little more expansion on the Sand People.
I was gonna say the Tuscans.
Yeah, the Tuscan Raiders.
Dude, that was one of, I think that's one of the best parts through the entire this first episode is seeing that they're not just seeing that they are a society of people or things, creatures that are just trying to survive as well.
In this ridiculously harsh environment and stick true to their traditions and their...
And it's also really cool. It's like that's really just truly stands to how neutral Mandalorians truly are. Just like Tuscan Raiders, I can communicate with them.
Yeah.
Like they're not just an automatic enemy to me.
Which they like were in A New Hope.
Yes.
And then were massacred in Attack of the Clones.
I mean, it's what happens when you have sand in your boots.
I was going to say, you're going to say something with sand, aren't you?
You know, you got sand in your boots, you get a little angry.
It gets everywhere. But that was really cool. And just seeing, because even I was thinking, this made me think about Star Wars Obi-Wan, the game. I think it was on Xbox and PlayStation 2.
Okay.
And you basically play through a Phantom Menace, but as Obi-Wan.
Oh, interesting.
And it was actually really fun. It was pretty fun. I remember really enjoying it. But a large portion of it is you're kind of doing the same thing Anakin did. You're fighting Tuscan Raiders and wrecking them. And it's like, that's not really your fucking Jedi. You know, like they really didn't have a whole lot to use against you.
Are Tuscan Raiders weak to force mind control?
I don't know.
I can't remember did Obi-Wan ever do it to one of them?
No, I mean, no, because I never like got that. There was just Luke got knocked out.
Okay, yeah, I was just trying to remember.
There was never that much of a interaction.
Yeah.
But even then, it's like, that actually seems kind of interesting because it even seems like a Jedi, a specific type of Jedi, like somebody like Yoda or Qui-Gon Jinn would probably be way more into negotiating. But then if you had kind of like a warrior Jedi, they're not even going to think of that as like an option to either avoid or if you get into a conflict, end the conflict.
Yeah. But no, it's it was really cool with like the use of like sign language as well.
Oh yeah, like gestures.
Yeah, it's it was like a mixture of like grunts and noises and then gestures, which actually I found out. I read. I don't know if this is true, but I read a little quote or something that it was actually suggested for them to have sign language like that because there was a deaf person that like on set or something, and it was someone who was like, well, that knows ASL. It's like, it'd be really cool if we actually like used ASL as part of their language. But is it actually ASL or is it like a mixture of like their? I'm not sure about that because I don't know ASL. Sure. But
that would be cool if you could actually read along with.
That would be. I mean, maybe you should. I mean, we'll have to ask Sparkle. I'm pretty sure he's already watched it.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, we could ask him and be like, "Is that accurate or I don't know,
was it made up or
was it made up or
How did you feel about the actual like fight against the crate dragon?
It was cool. I mean, them flying around in their jetpacks was rad.
Hell yeah, it was.
But like the whole like let the Banta get eaten with all the bombs on it. I was like, I thought that's where you guys were going to start.
That's actually not a bad point.
That's where I would have been like,
it's like no, let's not like dig and get into the bit. Like get it into its mouth.
yeah, like the whole make a mimes basically, mines basically, mimes. Send the mimes, mines underneath it to blow it up. I'm like, yeah, I just would have. Sorry, you're gonna turn into Banta fooder in a second. Like fodder. No, is that Banta fodder? Yeah.
Why is fooder?
I don't know. That's what they call people. Like, you piece of shit, Bantha fodder.
Yeah, but
so just turn sorry, Bantha, you're gonna turn into Bantha fodder. Is that right that time?
I mean, I don't know what. I don't think I caught the phrase of Bantha fodder ever, but
That's a pretty, like, they say that.
I mean, like I'm saying, I just don't. But I was more amused how you were trying to say the word fodder.
Fodder. Hello, fodder.
Hello, fodder.
It's a type of.
Hello, fodder.
Oh no. Okay, so bantha fodder was a type of food eaten by the banthas.
Yeah. Okay.
The phrase bantha fodder was also used as an offensive term as the substance smelled extremely foul. Alternative poodoo fodder in Huttonese was used for the same purpose.
Huttonese.
Because
the huts smell bad.
Huttonese. Wait, excuse me. Alternative poodoo fodder in Huttonese was used for the same purpose. Like, yeah, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, I would have started with
just
blow it up from the inside out.
Yeah.
They even go with their jetpacks and everything, and they're shooting out with their little like laser guns. I'm like, that's not. Come on, guys.
Dude, I don't know when Din comes out of it from exploding and like he has like the electricity around him and he just like literally like he detonated the bombs inside of it, but like protected himself somehow. Like, I don't know. It was really cool.
Yeah.
It was a really cool like death for that crate dragon. And then
I did like that the Tusken Raiders got an egg.
Yeah, was that an egg? That was weird. I didn't know. I hope there's a follow up with that.
I think it's an egg to a crate dragon, which they're either gonna eat or they're gonna have, which is not a crate either.
Train a crate dragon.
Yeah, like I was
snap! Yeah,
because it was either an egg. I mean,
it looked like a pearl.
Yeah, so unless crate dragons can also make pearls,
or maybe it was like a pearl that it ate from the Tusken Raiders that they wanted back. I don't know. Are you looking up what it was? Possibly?
No, I'm just like trying to remember the crate dragon. Why do I even remember that?
Maybe it's like brought up at some point in like one of the. Like,
maybe because I remember in one of the Knights games when you're on
oh
shit, the Sith like home world.
Oh, not the. Oh,
like their religious hub of Dark Force energy. God damn it! There's a dragon.
Not Dathomir.
Is that it? No, Dathomir is where Darth Maul's from.
Yeah.
It's not Dathomir.
Because it's not in Fallen Order, right?
No, you go to Dathomir. And
No, like the place that you're talking about.
No. I think it starts with a K. Oh no,
Kashyyyk.
No,
that's the Wookiee planet. Yeah.
This is Moraband. I thought it was something else because I took the maybe that was just like their main one of their main temples. It's like Cathora. I can't remember. Anyways, but on that planet, you end up fighting a something dragon, and thought that was two related, but I don't know.
Well, I mean, dragon's a pretty universal like thing, like.
Yeah, but it's specifically the crate thing makes me think of that for some reason, but I might be totally wrong.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's really cool to see Boba Fett. I mean, he's got that scar across his face, but it's like what's cool is like how. They're like, oh no, there's a Mandalorian. Like there's knowledge that there is a Mandalorian on Tatooine that might know that will have information about the child species.
Yes. So because like the whole plot is that he's just trying to find another Mandalorian to basically create a line of communication from one to the other to the next, just to kind of follow a trail.
Yeah. From
Mandalorian to Mandalorian, leading back to where this creature might have come from.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. And it is really cool that. With them like kind of like leading into like there is that Boba Fett is still on the planet, that there was the information that Din has isn't false. the Mandalorian that has information possibly is on Tatooine.
Mm-hmm.
It's just he's no longer a Mandalorian. He no longer has his armor, you know.
Yeah. Well, do you have any possible speculations of what might have made him not be a Mandalorian anymore?
I wouldn't be surprised if maybe like something about getting out of the Sarlacc pit, maybe. You know?
Yeah. Maybe.
I mean, maybe there was. Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure. I don't want to. I can't really speculate anything because I really just want to see what story they unfold with it. But I don't think we're going to get it in the next episode. I think it's because
Like kind of drag it along a little
they're
bit.
gonna have, because that I will give one thing that was kind of like for the first season was how there was definitely like episodes that felt there was definitely getting like backstory for the Mando, but episodes that just kind of like didn't drive the story, didn't move the plot forward.
It was like filler
Yeah.
episodes.
Yeah.
I think I didn't really care for that either.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can only think like maybe someone helped him out of the Sarlacc pit, and by helping him out, they took off his helmet.
Possibly. And then just by the creed, he was like, well, I've been exposed. I can no longer wear this armor.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Or maybe the Sarlacc ripped it off and
Yeah.
he spit him out. Or it spit out the armor and he somehow escaped, you know. Yeah. I mean, the Jawas found it somehow. So
Sure. Anything else that you wanted to?
Yeah. I feel like we've covered a lot. I'm excited for us to watch Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Do you have any final thoughts?
No. We're committed to playing The Witcher 3 finally. That's the only thing.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Is it because you've been reading the book? You kind of want to like...
Yeah, I'm like really enjoying the book, and I was like, I'm gonna actually sit through and play this. Korriban.
What is that? Oh, is that the Sith planet?
The Sith Academy planet, Korriban. Okay, I was like, I know it starts with a K.
What's the Jedi one?
Tatooine?
What? No. Tatooine?
No, Dantooine?
Oh, I was like...
I think it's Dantooine.
It's another...
Well, because like reading here in Nicely Little Republic, because you go there too. It's Tatooine, Dantooine, Kashyyyk, Korriban.
Oh, Kashyyyk.
No, that's the Wookiee.
Oh, that's
world.
Wookiee planet, yeah.
Rakata Prime and Taurus.
What was the one for Rakata Prime?
Manan. Manaa.
I think that might be it. I don't know. Let's not worry about it. We need to wrap up.
All right, everybody. Thank you for listening to Tommy and Jacob's Mixtape.
Yep, this is Jacob. That's Tommy.
And this is Tommy.
Make sure to follow us on Spotify, Facebook, subscribe on YouTube if you can. We're working on trying to figure out what kind of like other stuff we'll do for YouTube and whatnot. Follow us on Instagram, and hopefully there'll be more venues for podcasts for you to listen to soon.
Yes, and we will go ahead and put on our social media what our movie next week. We got to figure out which movie we're going to do next week.
Yeah.
And so, we'll talk to you guys soon.
All right.
Bye, guys. Thank you.